The city of Ayodhya is all decked up. And this is ahead of the Pran Pratishtha ceremony on this 22nd of January. The invitations have gone to all political parties for the big day. Many opposition parties continue to politically stammer on whether they will attend the grand ceremony or not. Shiv Sena UBT-led Uddhav Thackeray, that particular political party, has slammed the BJP for making temple inauguration a solely event which is aimed for political purposes and political gains. The Congress is yet to decide on its presence at the grand temple inauguration ceremony in Ayodhya, saying that they will decide at the right moment. Ram Temple shall be a pillar of the political discourse ahead of 2024 general elections. No political party can shunt it as a non-issue. Has this issue really been politicized, or is this about the sketchy past of some opposition parties that leave them scrambling for answers? Our focus on brass tacks tonight.
We will certainly look forward to a post-election future when we can all go to temples without politics.
जो है बाबरी मस्जिद के ताले खुलवाकर और पूजा अर्चना रामलला की मूर्ति स्थापन करने का काम स्वर्गीय राजीव जी के समय हुआ था। मंदिर के निर्माण का रास्ता प्रशस्त हुआ है। आज इस बात को लेकर देशवासियों में खुशी है।
भारतीय जनता पार्टी कहती है कि जो है भगवान राम हमारे हो गए, तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी कितना वोट पाती है देश के अंदर? 30%, 35%, 40%?
Our constitution makes it very clear. Politics and religion should not be mixed.
Pretending that they are Hindu devotees, they campaign during elections. But when it comes to the issue of participation in the Pran Pratishtha of the temple, they have doubt.
Somewhere along the line, Congress party has lost its ideological moorings.
Now, the opposition is framing its attack in the context of 2024 Lok Sabha elections. We have Congress MP Shashi Tharoor, who has tweeted, and this is part of our Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone tweet of the day.
Hello, Moto.
So, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya on the 23rd of January and the BAPS Hindu Temple in Abu Dhabi on February 14. I expect elections to be called very soon thereafter. The message is clear. In 2009, Mr. Modi was sold to the Indian electorate as then avatar of economic development and the CEO of Gujarat Inc., who would bring in development. This is a series of tweets that Mr. Shashi Tharoor has put out. And he also goes on to say that in 2019, it was the demonetization, the Pulwama terrorist attack that gave Mr. Modi the opportunity to convert the general election into a national security election. And all of this begs the question, what happened to Achhe Din? So once again, Mr. Shashi Tharoor taking pot shots at Prime Minister Narendra Modi, questioning the BJP about the alleged politicization of the event. And he's not alone. In fact, parties like Uddhav Sena have also questioned the BJP as to why are they stealing the sole credit for construction of Ram Temple. BJP, of course, has denied all these allegations. On brass tacks tonight, joining us first on the debate is Mr. Arvind Sawant, who is a member of parliament from the Uddhav Sena. Sir, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. My first question to you is about the invitations which have or have not been extended to your political party so far. Many leaders, including Mr. Sanjay Raut, are on record to say that the struggle that your political party did for the construction of Ram Temple is something which has been lost in the narrative.
See, one who is making comment, whether he is authoritarian on this issue, can he make authentic statement on him? Is he empowered to do that? Simple thing, as far as Ram Mandir is concerned, everyone knows in the country that Vandaniya Hindu Hriday Samrat Shiv Sena Prabhu Balasaheb Thackeray not only demanded, he raised the issue in a loud voice, so that the entire country, including the government, should hear it. And later on, with this issue, Lal Krishna Advani ji has taken a Rath Yatra. You can't forget that also.
Yes.
But in 2014, after our government has come, when we were there as a part of an alliance, the Honorable Uddhavji Thackeray went on insisting that you must make a law to construct the temple. But instead, he was saying it in the rallies also. Mandir wahi banayenge, tarikh nahi batayenge. We were in alliance and he was warning them. Why we are forgetting that? We assured the country that the Ram Mandir will be constructed. But somehow, okay, it's a part of history now. The Honorable Supreme Court has delivered the justice, not the BJP. Don't forget that. And the dhacha which was existing was there as a Babri, which was collapsed. Who has done it? When it collapsed, nobody took responsibility. On the contrary, you people went to Sundar Singh Bhandari. He himself said, no, it's not our job. We have not done this. Not our party has done this. They came to Balasaheb Thackeray and he said, if it has been done, it must have been done by the Shiva Sainiks of Balasaheb Thackeray Shiva Sena. And then they approached Balasaheb Thackeray and what Balasaheb Thackeray said that time, the Honorable Thackeray Sahab has said, if the demolition was done by Shiva Sainik, I am proud of it. And that is what has happened. Don't forget that. You, while beginning the work of Ram Temple also, you created a puja. There also you did not invite even Uddhavji Thackeray. Can you forget? How can you forget that? Ask him why he was not invited that time. When the piling stone was raised, they did not invite him. And we don't bother about it also. As far as we are concerned, we believe in Ram. And that is the reason I said the other day. What I said, Prabhu Ramchandra के लिए हमारे दिल में प्यार है, इनके लिए व्यापार है. प्रभु रामचंद्र जी हमारे लिए नीति है, इनके लिए राजनीति है. प्रभु रामचंद्र जी हमारे लिए पुरुषोत्तम है, इनके लिए प्रचारोत्तम है. So this is what I said, and that conveys the message what I want to say about it. We don't bother about it whether they invite or not. They just okay. If they invite, whether to go to or not, we had been there twice, thrice, and we will go again as and when we feel it is suitable to go over there. We'll take a watch. We'll go there and take the blessings of the Prabhu Ram. Don't worry about that.
Sir,
it's not an issue.
Sir, is there a sense or you feel that you've not been accorded the dignity that your party deserves for the fight that you had put up for the Ram Temple, or you feel that the credit completely has been taken by the BJP, something that Mr. Sanjay Raut has also spoken about?
I don't know how 22 days are there. 22 days. Why so much of hurry whether to attend, we are going to attend it or not, whether we have invited or not. We haven't received any invitation till this time. Why to make comments on this? And we don't believe. It's not the, celebration is a different part of. You must believe in the thoughts which he has inculcated in us, Prabhu Ramchandra ji. When you call Ram Rajya, whether Ram Rajya is going on in the country or Ravan Rajya is going on in the country. Think of it that time. That is more important than the invitations and other things.
Sir, I will reiterate the question. The credit some political pundits believe that ahead of 2024, when it comes to the construction of the temple in Ayodhya, that political credit will be completely taken by the BJP. Do you feel that your party has been denied that due credit?
They always hijack the other things. They set the narratives, they hijack them. Can you imagine? Prabhu Ramchandra ji is holding the finger of the Vishwa Guru ji, Honorable Prime Minister, and walking along with him. Is it the honor or is it the regard they show towards the Prabhu Ramchandra ji? Do you want to say that? Political thing, we don't think of it. It's not, the issue is over in fact. We assured it, we have done it, and the temple will be completed now. The issue is over. But they know they are miserably failed in the issues of the country. The modesty of a woman is assaulted every day. How can you forget Manipur? It's a miserable failure of law and order in the country. The farmers are doing suicide. The unemployed youth is running on the road. Jobless, crores of people are jobless. The inflation is touching the sky.
Okay.
These are the issues where the government has miserably failed, and that's the very reason they want to go up for these issues. How to divert, how to set a new narrative, how to make the people, illusions are being created, and out of the illusions they lure the people. Look, This is what we have done. Then you talk about the gas cylinder. What is the price of the gas cylinder? Has it gone down? Don't forget those days when the hardly 400 rupees the cylinder was available. Leaders were dancing on the road. Today they have forgotten it. The inflation has gone to the sky. Don't forget that. And that's really miserable. So in Maharashtra, forget about not only these are the issues, but there are other issues, social issues. And social issues are casteism.
Okay.
The people are fighting for the reservations. Marathas versus OBC, OBC versus Dangar versus Adivasis. What is going on? Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Is it going on? Are you taking Sabka Saath? Are you giving justice to the people? You have miserably failed in it. And that is you want to set a narrative. On 22nd, you are going to inaugurate it. Today, on 29 December, for a whole month you want to play the game. Is it not? They are using you. You are helpless people. You can't say no to them.
Sir, let me also ask you something about your alliance partner, the Congress Party. The Congress Party has had a dubious position on Ram Mandir, the BJP argues. The BJP argues that the Congress Party has had inconsistent stand when it comes to Hinduism, Sanatan or various other issues. They have not been able to decide so far whether to attend the ceremony or not. And in fact, certain leaders are on record to say that the manner in which Ram Temple is being given importance is rather disturbing. How do you see the position of your own alliance partner, sir?
Do you believe in hatred or do you believe in love and affection? Do you believe in hatred? This is what the question I can tell you. Don't forget, the Ram Lalla was a small one. Ram Lalla was confined to a small temple. There was a lock to it. Who broke the lock? You tell me, who broke the lock and opened the temple? Rajiv Gandhi. Then who's Rajiv Gandhi? He was the Prime Minister of the country. Who's Rajiv Gandhi? He belongs to Congress. So these selective questions and selective excuses cannot lead to a solution. It cannot lead to a solution. You have to see this. That is the reason I am saying it. Do we believe in hatred or do we believe in love? What do you mean by Ram Rajya? Did he behave like this? Even with Ravana, he did not behave like this. Don't forget that.
Sir, my last question to you, since we have you here on the show tonight, there's a lot of chatter about Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray-backed Shiv Sena, and the Congress Party not being able to come to any kind of conclusion or agreement when it comes to seat sharing ahead of 2024. It is being reported that your party is not ready to cede any kind of extra space to the Congress Party. Is there a difference of opinion, sir?
It's too early or premature to speak about this. Again, everyone has at the liberty to say, seat sharing will be done by whom? The Honorable Sonia ji, Rahul ji, Kharge ji, Honorable Sharad Pawar ji, Honorable Uddhav ji Thackeray. They are most matured and experienced leaders of the country. They know what to do and where to sacrifice, where to join. So this is, see, if someone makes a statement, it's okay, different. What is there? Again, I am saying this is the beauty of the debate. Let them speak.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Sawant, for joining us on the broadcast and sparing your time. Thank you so much for joining us on Brass Tacks tonight. Well, let's get to our big debate. In the Ram Mandir showdown, will this opposition politicking or the fact that they have not had a consistent stand, will this political backfire for them in the run-up to 2024? That's the key question we ask on Brass Tacks tonight.
Hello, Moto.
Well, joining us on the broadcast is Mr. Sharat Tiwari, he is the spokesperson of BJP, Mr. Sanjay Jha, who is a political analyst, Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari, the spokesperson for Samajwadi Party, and Mr. Sriraj Nair, who is the spokesperson of VHP. Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us on Brass Tacks tonight. Sharatji, coming to you first. Uddhav Thackeray and his party feels that you've stolen the credit for Ram Mandir.
I was hearing Mr. Sawant for last couple of minutes, and I was absolutely shocked that a party which was in the forefront of ideological purity in the country Balasaheb Thackeray forsook power for so many years just because he was ideologically pure. He wanted Hinduism. He wanted Ram Mandir. And a party which on the eve of the inauguration of Ram Mandir, on the consecration ceremony of the Ram Mandir, this party is mollycoddling the whole issue. नहीं जी गैस का सिलेंडर महंगा हो गया है बेरोजगारी हो गई गरीबी हो गई we have gone through this through thick and thin everybody knows that we have of the kind of economy we are dealing with today we are the fifth largest economy in the world and everything falls in place here there is a party which is coming out with every conceivable idea हम जाएंगे नहीं जाएंगे अरे you should have been the first one to jump the bandwagon and attended the ceremony how is BJP sort of making it political we don't deny that Balasaheb Thackeray said that his Shiv Sainiks were involved if they were involved in the demolition of the Babri Masjid we are very happy with it. We are very happy with Congress claiming that we broke the locks of the temple. No problem. It's a national celebration. Every Muslim wants to celebrate, every Hindu wants to celebrate. The trouble is that the vote bank between Osama bin Laden ji and Atiq Ahmed ji, that is the whole crux of the issue. They come to attend the function, they are going to lose one vote bank. If they don't come to attend, so they think that they might lose the vote bank of another group. This is and all the parties are involved in it. It's the same story. Communist Party it's a pretty old story that it's a Chinese supported, Chinese funded, Chinese allegiance to China.
Yeah.
They have nothing to do with India. This is the party which celebrated Tiananmen Square massacre. This is the party which said, which degraded its own leader just because he said that we should donate the blood in 1962. So there is no problem with them. But what happens with Shiv Sena? What is the problem with Congress? Congress, we do believe that it's a national party. They should have joined it. No, we are still thinking we are going to decide, we have to consult it. Who are you going to consult? And BJP has nothing to do with this celebration. It is the Ram
Sharad ji, last time, one of the arguments that Mr. Sawant made was also the fact that last time when the foundation stone was laid, even that time Uddhav Thackeray ji or his party was not invited, and that was an occasion where an invitation should have been extended to them.
I would have been one with him if BJP was the one who was laying the foundation ceremony. It was nothing to do with BJP. Honorable Prime Minister was invited as the Prime Minister of the country, not as Mr. Modi. He was invited as Prime Minister of the country, and today the UP Chief Minister is going to be invited as the UP Chief Minister, not as Mr. Yogi. So if these people are invited as national symbols or state symbols, it is okay with them. So it is the Ram Janambhoomi Kshetra.
Mr. Sanjay Jha, please come into the discussion. Well, to a certain extent, it's true that it's the Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Sthal and that particular trust which is managing the entire affairs as far as the construction of temple and invitation is concerned. But Sharad ji, to completely deny that BJP has no role in terms of the organization of ceremony, in terms of the invites which are being extended, I think is rather an extension of an argument and it taking it too far. Sanjay ji, when it comes to the Congress party, they have still not made up their mind. Whether it's Mr. Sam Pitroda or it's Mr. Shashi Tharoor, they have gone on in public and questioned the manner in which this entire event, quote unquote, is being politicized. Does it suit the grand old party that whose leaders go on a temple run, visit various temples, claim themselves to be, devout Hindus who are practicing the religion, to boycott a ceremony of this nature? After all, you are the leading principal opposition party in the country. I'm talking about the Congress party. Mr. Sanjay Jha. Sir, I think you'll have to unmute yourself.
Good evening to you and my fellow panelists. My short answer to your question is, number one, the temple of Bhagwan Ram is being built, and we need to thank the Supreme Court of India for taking a unanimous verdict on a matter that was going through a pretty prolonged dispute. So my first problem is, why is the BJP trying to hijack a Supreme Court verdict? I think that's, in my opinion, a very low form of political morality. Number one. Because unless the BJP thought or they already knew that the Supreme Court verdict will go in their favor, in which case I would love to hear what the Supreme Court has to say to that. Point number two, I think Mr. Trivedi or the gentleman who spoke before me is absolutely right. The BJP has got nothing to do. It's the Ram Temple Trust that is issuing the invitations. Fair enough. So why is the BJP actually going hammer and tongs at everybody in the opposition and asking them, are you coming or not coming? The truth, I'll tell you, Anusha, is this, that all India alliance partners who have been invited, I can tell you with some degree of confidence, they will be there. And I'll tell you why they should be there. Because you don't want the Bharatiya Janata Party to actually play its same old crude, political playbook where they believe that Bhagwan Ram only belongs to them. तो मैं इनको बताना चाहूंगा कि देखिए भगवान राम हम सबके हैं, वीएचपी के हैं, आपके हैं, घनश्याम जी के हैं, अनुषा जी के हैं, हमारे हैं, और जो दर्शक ये प्रोग्राम देख रहे हैं ना, भगवान राम सबके हैं, हर धर्म के लोगों का भगवान राम, चाहे वो हिंदू हो, मुसलमान हो, जो भी हो. तो देखिए यहाँ पर आप लोग जिस तरीके से, अनैतिक तरीके से आप लोग भगवान राम को ही अपने तरफ खींचना चाहते हैं. The question, why is the BJP trying to appropriate Hinduism and Bhagwan Ram? Because the truth is that end of day for the majority community in this country, I am a Hindu, I am a practicing Hindu, I am a Brahmin, I am very proud that the Ram temple is being built. I wish, however, that the Babri Masjid demolition had not happened. But I need to make a point that end of day for the BJP to try and make a crude manifestation of his political games.
Mr.
on
Sanjay
Bhagwan
Shah,
Ram,
I agree with the broad sentiment of the argument that you're making, that Lord Ram, his legacy belongs to every Indian. I completely agree with that. I think that's not the debating point here. The point here is that before the Supreme Court judgment and before the temple construction really started, there is a history, a political history in this country where various opposition parties, including the Congress party and its leaders, were on record to dispute the legacy of Ram. It was argued inside the Supreme Court and outside the Supreme Court that whether Lord Ram exists or not, do we really have the ASI evidence on record? BJP and Shiv Sena, backed by Balasaheb Thackeray, were the only two political parties who took a politically consistent stand when it came to the construction of Ram Temple. So I also think that it's not so much a question of appropriating the legacy, but also about putting the modern, relevant and contemporary history in the right context. And also, if you may answer that, if Ram belongs to everyone and each political party, as you rightly argue, should be a part of it, why isn't the same level of keenness shown by all political parties, including the Congress?
Okay, Anusha, you have raised some very pertinent points. Quick answers to you.
Yeah.
Number one, the Congress party and many of his leaders have said that it was Rajiv Gandhi who allowed these Shilanyas to happen. In fact, if you look at the Rajiv Gandhi's and the Congress's campaign, they said we will bring in Ram Rajya into this country. So to say that one party said or was against it is a ridiculous proposition. Point number two, does the BJP, I want to ask this question to Sharadji actually. Sharadji, are you actually proud of the fact that the Ram temple may be being built today, but do you know what happened after the Babri Masjid demolition? Are you aware of how many human lives were lost? Innocent Indians, whether they were Hindus or Muslims, were murdered in communal riots. Sharadji, I live in Mumbai. This city has never been the same again. Are you trying to tell me that you endorse the communal violence that was the repercussion of the Babri Masjid destruction?
Right. A quick point from Mr. Sharad Trivedi, then I'll bring in Mr. Ghansham Tiwari and Sriraj Nair into the discussion. Sharadji.
Well, I don't know whether this was right or wrong, but I do not know whether before this demolition of the Babri Masjid, where there were no communal riots in India. It only started because of the Babri Masjid. There were no communal riots before that. There were no Hindu-Muslim riots, no Sikh riots, no Shia-Sunni riots. It only started because of the demolition of Babri Masjid. If Babri Masjid had not been demolished, we would have had no terrorism in the country. From 1979 to 1993, we had terrorism in Punjab, and post that we have had terrorism in Kashmir. It would not have happened only because of Babri Masjid.
Okay, I take that point. I have to go to other guests as well. I'll come back on this. Sanjay ji, I'll come back on this. But Sriraj Nair ji, when it comes to the opposition parties and the kind of positions that have been taken, all oppositions party argue that no political party or an organization can claim the sole credit for the Ram temple in this country. In fact, Ram belongs to everyone. That is the narrative which is adopted by all political parties, including the Samajwadi Party. But the history, as I argue, stands against them in many ways. Sriraj ji, agar aapko meri awaaz
Well, there is a saying in English that Yeah, I can hear. There is a simple saying in English: success has many fathers, failures has none. Now, since the temple is getting ready, we are going to see a grand temple at the Janmabhoomi. Now, the likes of Sanjay Jha, I don't know whether he's still with Congress or because last I heard was he has been suspended with the party. Now the temple is coming up. Everybody wants their share of credit, definitely, except Swargiya Bala Sahib Thackeray, whom we see as real Hindu Hriday Samrat. There is no doubt about it. But not after his demise, not the party which is going on right now. Now, definitely, now Mr. Sanjay Jha and his party, then party, if you remember when Raj Krishna Advani ji undertook the Rath Yatra, and it was when the Rath Yatra was stopped by Lalu Yadav ji, they all rejoiced. This is the same Congress party. Now he is saying about Rajiv Gandhi opening the law, Rajiv Gandhi ji opening the locks of the premises. This is the same party which ensured and roped in the best of the best lawyers so that they can argue and ensure that the Ram temple does not come in existence. This is the same party which claimed and which said Ram is kalpanik, Ram is an imaginary figure. Now Mr. Sanjay Jha has the cheek and the audacity to share his part of credit, to take his part of credit. It really surprises me. The BJP and Shiv Sena, then Shiv Sena, were the only two parties who fought for ensuring that there comes, and they had, even BJP was the only party which had Ram temple in its manifesto. So definitely the credit will go. People of this country are not fools. They understand who wanted Ram Mandir to come into existence, and the people who ensured and who roped in the best and the best of the best available lawyers to argue in the courts so that Ram temple never comes in existence. They always appeased Muslims. Today also, even after they are given invitations, they are just beating out.
I'll come to you, Sanjay ji. I want Ghanshyam Tiwari ji also to join the discussion. Ghanshyam ji, I think the same history, the same appeasement politics, that's a charge against the Samajwadi Party as well. And Ghanshyam ji, one more question that I want to add, that I asked the Congress as well, that I want to know from the opposition camp, that if Ram and his Astha belongs to everyone in this country, then why aren't the political parties keen to attend the inauguration or the Pran Pratishtha ceremony? On one hand, you argue that this temple has got nothing to do with the BJP. It has got to do something with the Supreme Court verdict. So when it comes to that particular and a crucial ceremony on the 22nd of January, why isn't SP, Congress and all the political parties keen to be a part of that particular ceremony?
Good evening, Anusha, to you, the viewers, and my fellow co-panelists. Has, to the best of my knowledge, and maybe there are erudite people like Sharad, Sriraj ji, Sanjay ji and you yourself, has any party issued a whip for any of its members to go and attend the ceremony or not attend the ceremony? Has BJP issued a whip to all its members? Sharad ji, are you attending? Have you received the whip from BJP?
No, I get the drift of what you're trying to argue, sir. I don't think there can be any party whip in terms of you know whether is there a compulsion.
You were in power when Kar Seva took place, and you brutally murdered innocent Kar Sevaks.
Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari, please take your time. Please make your argument.
I'll come to that. As far as riots are concerned, Sharad eloquently said that just because 1992 riots happened, and the past riots happened, in some way 1992 riots can be justified. By that logic, any future riot will be justified. That this riot is happening, where were you in the past? The whataboutery of riot politics, whether it is 1992, whether it is the Gujarat riots, whether it is the Nuh riots, whether it is any
or
other riot
now
or Muzaffarnagar riot, any other riot, in future, the Delhi riots, the BJP whataboutery will continue. They are the people who develop their politics on riots. Their tall leaders emerge. Look at the kind of hate speeches that even Yogi Adityanath has given in the past. He did not get those cases against him which are medals of his social welfare scheme. So that's the other part.
Okay.
As far as the temple is concerned, as I have maintained, and every political party will maintain, that Astha एक व्यक्तिगत विषय है. I cannot ask Sharad ji how many times he goes to temple. He probably does not know how many times his own parents go to temple in a day, and you would either not know. So it is a matter of personal faith. People will visit the temple with their family with full celebration. But the question is, is temple and whether I visit the temple or not, is that the national agenda? I believe not. I believe that whether Sanjay Jha visits the temple or not, that's not national agenda. But whether the 50% of educated youth in India who remain unemployed, is that a national agenda? Whether Manipur remains burning, is that a national agenda? That 140 members of parliament were thrown out, important laws are passed, is that a national agenda? So our view is very clear. No matter how much BJP plays the hype, and they say that ये तो ट्रस्ट कह रहा है, कौन सा ट्रस्ट?
घनश्याम जी, लेकिन अगर राम मंदिर का प्राण प्रतिष्ठा सेरेमनी हो रही है और वहां पर अगर समाजवादी पार्टी ही नहीं जाएगी, उत्तर प्रदेश की एक बहुत बड़ी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी है, आप पहले सत्ता में रह चुके हैं, तो कहीं ना कहीं ये आपकी राजनीति के बारे में कुछ ना कुछ तो दर्शाता है। मैं ये नहीं कह रही हूं कि महंगाई, बेरोजगारी इस देश के अहम मुद्दे नहीं है, दे आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्रिटिकल इश्यूज ऑफ दिस कंट्री, बट यू कैन नॉट डिनाई दैट द कंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ राम टेम्पल एंड इट्स इवेंचुअल कंप्लीशन इज अ watershed moment. This is something that has created political fault lines in this country for the last 3 to 4 decades. Can you really deny that, sir?
There are 2 points. One, समाजवादी पार्टी कोई व्यक्ति नहीं है, बीजेपी भी कोई व्यक्ति नहीं है. As I start with, has any party issued a whip that every member should be there? हर कोई जाएगा, जो जाना चाहता है वो जाएगा, और मोदी जी के कहने पे नहीं जाएगा, और बीजेपी के रोकने से नहीं रुकेगा. पहली बात. As far as the Mandir movement is concerned, it is the project that BJP undertook. They have the legitimacy to go to people and say that this is our central theme to ask for your votes, and to that extent they have been saying that for as long as their manifesto has existed, the Mandir project has been part of that. Okay. And they are legitimate to go and tell that to people, and at the same time it is our legitimacy to tell people that in Ramayana of 2024 that BJP is cooking or building or creating or presenting, Braj Bhushan is the ambassador of Ram, that women have to feel insecure when they come to power. Youth will find joblessness because they want your children.
Shiraj Nair ji, this is something that Ghanshyam Tiwari ji has spoken on 9 PM even earlier, and this is a narrative I hear coming in from the opposition parties, that somewhere in this entire quote unquote spectacle that has been created ahead of the Pran Pratishtha ceremony, BJP is trying to push back some important key political issues that dominate the political discourse. Sharad ji, why don't you come in on that point first, and then I'll go to Shiraj Nair.
Anusha, we've been very clear from the time of Jansang, 21st October 1951, that Ram Mandir is part of our agenda, and we achieved it. We said that UCC is a part of our agenda, we did it. 370 a part of our agenda, we did it. We don't make bones about the fact. We don't go to the Italian Mata ki Jai and then say ki nahi ji, Shiv Sainik jo gaye the, wo pata nahi kahan chale gaye the, and we don't know, and now we have to discuss about the gas ka cylinder. The problem with this, all the parties, is that the whole crux of the issue is the secular votes. Because they're feeling that if one of these people go there, then the secular votes will be heard. After all, when those people, obviously everybody is not being invited, but those who are invited, why are they saying ki nahi, we'll think about it, we'll have a meeting.
But Sharad ji, their argument is that there is no party whip that has been issued. Koi whip thodi hai, koi zabardasti thodi hai ki hame jana hi hai.
No, you don't have to issue a party whip for a personal invitation. It's an invitation for Rahul ji, it is an invitation for Sonia ji, it is an invitation for Mamta Didi. All the leaders are invited. It is not it's a sort of a lottery that, okay, everybody is going to come and they are specifically told that please come and attend the ceremony, and that too by an independent trust.
Okay, I want to give the closing arguments to Mr. Sanjay Jha and Mr. Shiraj Nair. Mr. Sanjay Jha.
Yeah, Anusha, let me tell you, the other day Prime Minister Modi made a statement कि मेरे पास सिर्फ 4 castes हैं. He talked of poverty, youth, women, and
the farmers.
And I think and farmers.
Yes.
Look at the truth. On poverty, you have today over 16% of Indians living below the poverty line. And this is a UNDP report. And by the way, this is a conservative estimate. This government has failed on poverty. Farmers, we saw how they were protesting on the streets in the cold, and we saw how the government treated them. Over 700 lost their lives. We talk of youth. You have today youth with a record unemployment, and we saw what happened the other day in Parliament. I mean, people are getting desperate. The demographic dividend story of India is over. As far as women are concerned, we saw how this government treated Sakshi Malik, and we saw how they tried to hide an ugly episode in Manipur. So this is a government of hypocrisy, and they are using religion in every possible way to try.
Mr. Sanjay Jha, can I also take you back in time during the UPA era? What were the poverty levels then? Do you remember?
Sorry.
Do you remember how that poverty line was defined by the Planning Commission?
I will give you the answer.
Yes.
You know what the report is?
Modi government
Between
is clearing the backlog.
I'll come to you, Shiraji. I'll give you the closing comments.
Between 2004 to 14, India lifted 270 million people out of poverty, the second highest after China, and one which is quoted the world over.
Okay, I have last 2 minutes on the show. Shiraji, you belong to an organization that has worked for this cause, still actively working for the successful and the full completion of the Ram Mandir. But how do you see this debate when it comes to the Ram Temple? There always been a bigamy of sorts that has been created, where development is pitched against the religion. The moment you talk about a temple, I remember those arguments. Why don't we build a hospital there? Why don't we build something else there? Why do you need a temple in this country? Why don't we need schools and colleges in this country? Is development the antithesis of religion in this country?
See, first of all, I'll tell you, if you see the Ram Mandir site, there are 3,500 people working, and you'll find, I'm telling you with full responsibility, so you will find nobody migrating out of UP. Now, Mr. Sanjay Jha was talking, there is a big backlog that needs to be covered. Now, after Ayodhya temple, there will be so many 5-star hotels. Food and beverage industry will grow. Tourism will grow. So many people are going to get employment. There is a huge employment generation only because of this temple. And Mr. Sanjay Jha is a brand, is a person with a brand management background. I don't. This is not expected out of Mr. Sanjay Jha. At least I know there are a lot of duffers in the Congress party, but Mr. Sanjay Jha is an intelligent person.
Okay.
So once a temple is built, it is going to change the face of Uttar Pradesh. Lots and lots of people. I am from Kerala. I have heard from my grandparents. People from Kerala down south used to walk to Banaras and Kachi. So now it's going to be a huge, the economy is going to grow. These people just want to create some kind of nuisance. I am telling you, with full responsibility, it is only appeasement politics. Even a donkey, if it falls in the pit, it changes the way. Even after losing elections after elections, they are not learning a lesson. I don't understand why are still they appeasing only one community and they want to mock, ridicule Hindus every time. They are the people who coined saffron color.
I believe that narrative is over. I don't think politically or culturally in this country you can mock any religion, including the majority religion, and not have ramifications for it. And I'm not saying that any one political party has done it. But thank you, gentlemen. That's all the time that I have on the broadcast. Looking forward to that big ceremony on the 22nd of January.